everyone, welcome to another edition of Sector 5. I am your host as always, Cody, the Hangman Heinzman. Got the title in hand again because Night of Champions has ended. I did get to watch it. I believe I mentioned that in my predictions. If not, I got to watch it. So, I'm here to give the rundown review of Night of Champions. So, let's get started. The one match that I did not get to watch, the pre-show, we had the Lucha Dragons and Neville tagging up to face Stardust and the Ascension. Winner of that match was Stardust and the Ascension. In my review, I predicted that. Pretty much. After the give me win that Stardust had, that Neville and Stephen Amell had, this was their justification of it. So, going on to the next match, of course, to reiterate, I will talk about all non-title matches, talk about title matches, and thoughts of the pay-per-view. So, next non-title match, we had Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler. Winner of this match was Dolph Ziggler, with the assistance of Summer Rae, of course. Basically, Rusev Irish whipped Dolph Ziggler into the ropes while Summer Rae was on it. Summer Rae fell into the ring. Referee told her to get out. She was on the apron, threw one shoe this way, one shoe into the ring, hitting Rusev with the shoe. Ziggler hit the zigzag, winning the match. So on to the last non-title match of the night. We had the Wyatt family versus the Shield in a surprise third person. The return of Y2J, Chris Jericho returned. And Chris Jericho cost Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose and himself the match. Roman Reigns had all the momentum going, was in the corner. Chris Jericho tagged himself in and passed out to the hold of that Braun Strowman. So, I was right on who won that match, but Y2J, Chris Jericho, it was a surprise. It made sense because last match that Chris Jericho had before he was gone was against Bray Wyatt in the steel cage match, so it made sense. So, Wyatt family won. Next up, first title match that we have wrote down. We had the New Day versus the Dudley Boyz for the WWE Unified Tag Team Championship. Winner of this match by disqualification, the Dudley Boyz. You guessed it, Xavier Woods got involved. Dudley's won by disqualification, which means still your Unified WWE Tag Team Champions, the New Day. The entire time New Day came out, I would just had my head down in shame. So conflicted. I want Kofi back. I want Kofi Kingston back. I hate the underhanded tactic of New Day. I hate that it has poisoned the character of Kofi Kingston and slowly is killing us Kofi Kingston fans. But I digress. We go on to the next championship match that we have wrote down, and it was actually the one to start the show after the pre-show match. We had Ryback versus Kevin Owens. Winner of this match and your new Intercontinental Champion, Kevin Owens. Winning by Ryback was going for the shell shock. Kevin Owens got the nose, gouged the eyes, and got the victory. And is your new Intercontinental Champion. Next up, we had the Divas Championship match. Nikki Bella versus Charlotte. Divas Championship. Winner of this match and your new Divas Champion, Charlotte. Woo! And then the last two matches of the night, making it back to back. We first had John Cena versus Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. Winner of this match and your new United States Champion, John Cena. And after the match, Seth Rollins tried to go away, but John Cena wouldn't let him. He got in the way, attitude adjusted him on the outside, put him back into the ring, and here comes Sting, because we still had to have Sting versus Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and your winner, and still WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. Here comes Sheamus to cash in Money in the Bank. As he's cashing in, what do you hear? Kane returned. And I'm not meaning corporate Kane. I'm meaning this Kane. The masked Kane is back. Witten chokeslammed Seth Rollins. Sheamus said, "Do it one more time. One more time." Kane did it one more time, but he did it to Sheamus. So Seth Rollins left still your WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but not your United States Champion. So, that has been the rundown of Night of Champions. Two people returned, Y2J and Sheamus. Y2J and Kane. Which makes sense, because we got a preview into a match that's happening at the next pay-per-view. It might be next pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure it has to be. Hell in a Cell. They spoiled a match that's gonna happen. And I'll tell it here because they said it. At Hell in a Cell, we're gonna see, for the last time, or at least they say the last time, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. Which makes sense why Kane has to made his return. Can't have Hell in a Cell without Kane. So, that is the rundown of Night of Champions. What do I think about the outcome? I won. Looking at it, I relatively got every match right that I... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Maybe... I think 5. 5 of the 8. I know I said it was a coin flip between Kevin Owens and Ryback, but I believe I ultimately said I think Ryback's going to retain. So, yeah, I got 5 of the 8 right. And I technically got the Dudley Boyz right, but they weren't the champions. Dudley Boyz won because of disqualification, but they didn't win the titles. So, partially right. So if you want to say 4.5, 4.5. I'm just going to get rid of this. That has been the rundown for Night of Champions. And, honestly, I think it was worth it. There's a lot of times that we will get a pay-per-view and something happens, and I don't think it's worth it. Night of Champions is pretty worth it. The last pay-per-view that, of course, we had was WrestleMania, and it was okay in the most part, but I would not say it was worth what we got. As I said with SummerSlam, I wanted to get it, I wanted to see it. Glad I didn't, because it wouldn't have been worth it. I think that might be a new thing that I add to these pay-per-view reviews, is whether or not I think it was worth watching. That's not saying I'm gonna actually purchase and watch all of them. It's just saying that I would put my review of what I think the performance was, whether or not I think it would have been worth seeing, or how much I would have enjoyed it. I will say I enjoy the fact that Kane is back. We do not have corporate Kane anymore. We have Kane, the big red monster. He's back. And it's awesome. So that has been the review of Night of Champions. Glad I could... Again, I sort of like doing these reviews sometimes whenever I actually get to see, because I could just be like, this is what happened, more or less. Because I know some people don't get a chance to see them. But then, again, I say, this was definitely worth it. So, that's all I have to say. Tune in next time for the Hell in a Cell predictions and review. And as always, I'm Cody the Hangman Heinzman. That's just how it is.